For 3 woken I have to drochni within those house they calleth monolith near Skinningrove beck, and he be a well attended and are ready by the fisherers and their reefs, fed on fish, crabben and lopostry. Out die they let me well we an in beck of the by, where did under the wakelistariath and halsung, swa the fish batters rad the burmas out in flot ways. The fisherers besaketh me on afternoons to ask us what widre be forthcoming to morgen, what winds was blower, and whither the fisher will gather. He was latched by the wear and afen swa he come for treading in the updell to soak me sulfum in burn, nettige like a whale thang, and halned into hamlet for ale to gather boat gaupen in wondrieth at what he bear. Locka, we have snatchen us a merriman in, Golan Anne of the young fisherers who snared me. Cringen and winkian, I yearny to slank, and to be a fastnode in a pen, will they sat but drinken, knetung what they shall do with their wonderfind. Das ne be out Darian, ne Anglefolk, Gaetas ne Saxon, yet inborn, spraken a thick tongue o Walish, yet if he stretch me mund, and rad the flowiness o words, somehow I can grippe the kernel. Thus be a what they sprak. We could a give it to the gigants, Wade and Bell at Mulgraf, swa they can grind hit barnes to make their bread. They would lock upon us all well ye like, for those gift to. He said that we should give this merriman into Earl Eftwyrd, said Anwer, twirling his long black bride beard. We should we brunneb for Eftwyrd. He would give us nacht, as good an elder, where with brus like ruffle the feather. If we ables as Eftwyrd, with this gift for him mittelich lichten or teoth, said the black bride bearded Anne to the gathered throng. Though be a Georg to believe an Eftwyrd wolded a swelch a thing, said the elder where with brus like ruffle the feather. Slay this brumwag, skin it, and see how it smacketh, said another where, with baldness and anlik an ear. Dunny, a youngling family who have to be on lock and close at me, said, Nah, we shall do we hand the merriman in offer to anybody. Better to keep he for ourselves, be he na a wonder work. Others will come on and budgeon to pick upon his uncouthness. Locka, he boreth but his hennecka, the sigla gully o Mulgraf. Swa he could be a held and some geld or craft, or for shieldness. If we tracht he friendlich, he could bring us all health and wealth. And swa it was they settled me into this house called Monolith, and brocht the folk for fear and near to locky on the merriman in. Where and we've wapple 'em with unstoreth and asmod on at me. During to fail me skin and asking me to tell you all booten min lifu under the Mayfaroth, Lithium with the sea earls. The young femne, Eftwyrd, was like most other tune men, dirk of axe and skin, though her iron worm blow easy shards sheenen with the strength bearded for the sarness of some in an wound. He began to sit with me while sewing or remending clothes, and he memorade whom in God with Amma wilde besit and soeth bericht me in lang nichtas and hoe he wilde singt, leothgedung. Tim, Eftwyrd asked but the sigle hanging from my neck. That be o Jan o Guli o Mulgraf's shell and a gigans. I think it belengeth to Guli sunu, Guri, Eftwyrd sad. Yes, that be o trow. Swa, why I tell ye and hear who, which a Lyre gave hit to me, and that he kunna what becomes a Guri. Eftwyrd began bewepen, swa I smethed det here lock faxo. Though knau Guri, I asked, though I knau hit was swa. Aye, said Eftwyrd, I luffed he dear litchi, and he luffed me. Eftwyrd tells me who Guri lifted a wheel at Skinningrove, and who they met at the blot morn at Banford to beard on winter, and who they leaped on the sand and tumbled in the bay, and who they spark another hand fasten, and a lang leafo in Samwest, haar in Mornalith, growend a gaggle of bairns. He tell her o his mother, the frecky hagtesse o Mulgraf, who he was glad to have to be flay on her off a barne. Donny, hit be on the night after the stunnen sprungnessa that on tooth the sickness. Guri fell in brak kodo, and licked on wacht in nicht feres, scroochen in swat motteren about his father, who he dreamed was dying and calling to he through some grisly galdo craft. Min father be like Lorcan, the madman o Caledon Wood, who dwelleth with a wolf, and spowen wild for Sedjan. Min mother have told me he be a full brown circle with grist-bitten ear, sitting the grimmeliche wildria or Eftwyrd. Who I nidricht nafre je sekke for, he micht mudre me in Grimsath. Eftwyrd said Guri was yeraft and fretful yet, Lyre's wed and hjort walls o' the death fooled his hereford, and he couldn't settle in Skinningrove with her, he haved funden and buryan his waddling Brian Circo father. So he begong northernward into the Wheeldoren, or Regged.